What's up, guys? No Misses here. Welcome back to another NBA talk. Today we'll be talking about how the Timberwolves are not the best situation ever. Let me get into Towns not being there for the first couple weeks with the fractured wrist. I mean, he's their leader, and I can see how this team is not doing good right now. But I mean, I think it's gonna take time for D'Angelo Russell and Towns to start clicking together. And D'Angelo Russell hasn't really been playing. He hasn't really trying to been carrying this team any this year so far. He's averaging like 16 points on decent efficiency. He's averaging 16 points and then 4 assists, and he's shooting 40% from the free throw right now. But he has good shooting splits right now this year. But I just don't see where their starting lineup would probably be what Towns is, probably Russell, then Malik, and then Anthony Edwards. I mean, Anthony Edwards is kind of undersized. He's 6'5", and Russell and Beasley are 6'4", both. And then at the power forward they don't really have a guy. I mean, you have Jake Layman, who's like a below average defender and who could shoot a little bit, and then you have Towns. I mean, offensively, I could see this team being alright. Anthony Edwards hasn't been too good from three this year. He shot 31%. I could see that getting better. But yeah, then we also have Malik Beasley. I mean, besides I guess cheating on his wife or whatever, Malik Beasley he's been the best player on this team so far this year. If Towns wasn't there, I mean, dude is putting up 19 points per game on decent efficiency, and he's shooting league average from three, but 88 from free throw. I can see that getting better, and he's kind of been the one to step up. D'Angelo Russell has been shooting good, but not that good. The last 2 years ago draft pick didn't really pan out. Jerry Culver from Texas Tech. I don't even think he's getting rotation minutes anymore. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with him. Like, maybe he's just maybe he played at Texas Tech and he looked really good as a college player, but maybe he's that player that is just a college player. I can see that he doesn't look like he's not ready for the NBA in general. So yeah, you have Ricky Rubio coming off your bench for right now. I mean, I got the signing, but that signing was so much money that has a lot, that takes up a lot of cap room and a lot of your flexibility right now. I mean, you had 2 max spots out, I could say. Well, not 2, but like close to 1 max spot. You would have close to 1 max spot, and I think you could get probably players cheaper than Ricky Rubio that could give you the same value. Ricky Rubio isn't having a good season at all. I mean, he's your 6th man coming off, because if you're gonna have you would have a very small lineup. Well, you kind of already have a small lineup. Right now they're currently starting Naz Reid, who isn't really much of a play. Who's a decent rotation piece, but I can't. They're playing him 25 minutes per game right now. Who's a very young piece. I could see him being a decent player sometime in the future. But yeah, the only real defender they have is Josh Okogie, who's 6'4", who would have some limitation. But that's the only really true defender they have. So yeah, and then also I don't see this team as a playoff team right now. Maybe if they get Towns, and maybe if D'Angelo Russell starts clicking with them. But I just don't see D'Angelo Russell being that second option. I don't think he could. Maybe a third option, but I don't see him being that second option where he could carry where there's this duo in the NBA. You know how everybody's in duos. This duo, it's not really a duo. It's more like 1.5 right now, and D'Angelo Russell seems like he's lacking on that. But we would have to find out until Town comes back. So yeah, I mean, this team just doesn't look good, especially right now when D'Angelo Russell just came out. We're not ready to win. I mean, you guys have to win unless and then you or the Warriors get your pick. That's how it's looking right now. Because I don't think this team is. I think this team is talented enough not to be the top three worst teams, which the draft pick is top three protected. But I don't think this team is good enough to get into the playoffs in the West. I mean, you have the Rockets. You have the Rockets that have been looking good. You have the Portland Trailblazers. You just have so many. You got the Mavs. You got the Grizzlies. You got the Spurs. If you want to include them, I could say the Spurs are a better team than this team. I mean, you have the Kings. You have you have the Suns. There's just so many teams that have gotten better in the West. You have I just don't see this team getting into the playoffs, and that's when they lose their draft pick to the Warriors, which is scary right now. I mean, they have a small forward playing power forward in Jake Layman. I don't think Jake Layman could defend anybody. Maybe a stretch four or something, decent shooter. You have Jaden McDaniels as a young prospect. I mean, he's 6'9". He's a power forward, more of the lengthy Kevin Durant build. I'm not saying he's close to Kevin Durant, but yeah. But I just don't see this team coming out anytime on top, and I just see them. It just depends on how good we'll find out how good D'Angelo Russell is. That's what we're gonna find out. If he could be the second option on a playoff team, and in my opinion, right now he isn't playing like it. He played like it, and he wasn't playing like it with the Golden State Warriors. I mean, he was getting force feed the ball when Steph Curry went out and everything. Yeah, but that's mostly it. So, if you guys want to subscribe and comment what you guys think of my takes, if you think the Timberwolves are in a good position, make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. No misses out.